Hi Miriam, I am Miss Elizabeth Liz Green, the Director, and I would like to use this opportunity to officially welcome you to Little Einstein's Daycare. We are glad to have you here and we are looking forward to working with you and getting to know you. Our vision is to be the recognized leader in providing the best care for infants, toddlers, preschool, and school-age children. We are known for our exceptional educational programs, talented teams, and community relationships. We pride ourselves on our unique blend of fun and learning in a safe and nurturing environment. Our mission is to be a holistic, child-focused early learning center that helps children to develop socially, physically, and emotionally. Our mission is to also provide high-quality education and childcare in a safe, respectful, and inclusive environment that builds a foundation for lifelong learning. Your roles and responsibilities is to contribute to the social and educational development of each and every child under your supervision by participating in activities such as reading and playing games. You are also responsible for managing children's behavior when alone and interacting with other children and supervise the children's personal hygiene routines. You are entitled to 6 days sick leave, 4 days casual leave, and 2 weeks vacation leave, as well as 2 months maternity leave. But this is all available after 6 months of working for us. You will receive overtime pay for hours worked over 40 hours in a work week at a rate not less than time, and for overtime you will be paid 1/2 of your rate for the pay.
Okay, thanks for working here.
Thank you.
So, good day to you, Miriam. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Alright, my name is Dwayne Manas, and today we'll be, between myself and other co-workers, we will be demonstrating to you on how to develop and organize your work schedule, including your appointments to enjoy a smooth workflow. So at the end of this interactive session, you should be able to organize and complete your own work schedule. You should be able to monitor your own work performance. You should be able to calculate available time, and you should also learn how to plan ahead for all activities. When I say to plan ahead for all activities, I realized that your administrator had said that you were late on your first day. So what you think you could have done different in order for this not to occur again?
Well, I could change up my routine and
Prioritizing your tasks.
yes.
Alright, so I will start our interactive session by giving you some tips on how to prioritize your tasks. Right? You can collect a list of all your tasks. This step is simple, right? But it is absolutely essential. You can create a list, a regular list. It depends on how you feel comfortable with it. You can create a list for each and everything that you can think of that you do on a day-to-day basis and what you need to get done. So, when you schedule your time, anything can happen in the near future. When you do your planning, you can edit your documents, you can write articles, you can do everything in a workflow, free flow of what you need to do. When you collect all that you need to do to make your list, next you're going to identify urgent, important tasks. And when we say that, you you're gonna separate them according to timing, right? So you must know if you're gonna need them weekly, monthly, or every quarter. So after you do that, you need to know which is more important. You need to put them in a order of priority. So it's urgent, important, and you have those that can go for later. So for urgent and important matters, you will do those as soon as possible. As you get to work and you do your basic that you need to do in the morning, you get that done. Important but not urgent. You have those. You decide when you do those and you schedule to do them. You also have urgent but not important. So, you have those matters where, they might need them today, but them not urgent. Them can get it 12 o'clock. So probably you can delegate somebody else to do that. So you also have those that are neither urgent nor important. So you drop these from your schedule as soon as possible. Take them off of your schedule. Always remember to complete tasks which are going to be results, rather than simply checking it off the list. And a tip 2 when you're doing your schedule, assign due dates to keep yourself accountable and organized. Next, you have order daily tasks by estimated efforts. Different tasks require different efforts dedicated to them. If certain tasks seem to be equivalent in importance, try thinking about which one requires the most effort and get started on that one first. The next, you have consider your end result. So after you do all of that, you're gonna consider your end result. And if you know that you're doing something that will have a big impact on your team's result, even though it's long term, consider moving that item to the top of your to-do list. In the end, prioritizing is all about focusing. Always remember that it's all about focusing on the things that you bring to your team, the highest return on investment. If you consider the end result of your activities, you'll always be working towards reaching your team's highest potential. The 7th one, adapt quickly. Change is constant, and you must acknowledge and accept. After you created your priority tasks, you should know that they will inevitable and surely change as things continue to evolve, and that given project a little rearranging never hurt anyone. Never hurt you. If you have to rearrange your task, can't hurt you. Where priority level changes go, the urgent and important items on your priority list should remain the same. Remain adaptable to changes that are sure to come up, but keep your focus on your top priorities. Always keep your focus on the urgent matters, even if they switch up a little bit. Last one, know when to cut. Know when to cut. Most of us know the feelings of writing a to-do list, only to carry over 90% of the items on the next list. If you're going to do a to-do list and you have to carry over 90 items, it makes no sense, because tomorrow is a different day and you'll have different things to do. So it makes no sense. It's normal if you're unable to check off everything on your priority list. As I always tell persons, ensure that you do your urgent tasks first. Alright, so Miriam, we are going on to understanding goals and objectives. So as you know, a goal is a broad and clear overall aim. Goals are often longer term and more big picture than objectives. On the other hand, an objective is a precise aim that helps to achieve a goal when it is met. There may be several objectives that combine to achieve an overall goal. Objectives are usually shorter term, more specific, and easier to measure than a goal. So, give me an example of goal and an example of objective as it relates to an organization or business.
So, for the goal, to have a financially secure organization, and for the objective, to meet the needs and changing expectations of the customers.
Great, thank you. So organizations set broad goals for the targets they hope to achieve. These may include short-term or long-term. These goals are generally recorded in the business plan, all right? They may also be recorded in the strategic and operational plan depending on the kind of business that you are running. So you need to become familiar with goals and decide how your work relates to the organizational goals. Business and strategic plans, as well as operational plans, allow the organization to be accountable for demonstrating how it meets its goals and objectives it is set for oneself. So now we're going to talk about negotiating and agreeing to work goals. Goals and tasks should be set as a team exercise. Make sure you understand what is expected of you. So if your team leader has given you a task or work schedule, you will have a good idea of what you are expected to do. We have some barriers in meeting deadlines. You might be given a week in which to complete a report, but you know you have a task given to you by a manager. You know the task will take you longer because you have some research to do first, and you have had a lot of experience in preparing multimedia presentations, so you would like some extra help. Always remember to analyze your approach to tasks and focus on new ways to improve your efficiency. Managing your schedule. Skillfully managing your schedule requires you to be efficient and using recording systems such as appointments, books, diaries, and wall planners. These may be paper-based or communicate with staff to understand their requirements and time commitments. So we have some ways how you can develop and organize your schedule, right? You're going to identify the time you have available, block in the essential tasks you must carry out to succeed in your job, schedule high priority urgent tasks and vital homekeeping activities, block in appropriate contingency time to handle unpredictable events and interruptions, schedule the activities that address your priorities and personal goals in the time that you have remaining, analyzing your activities to identify tasks that can be delegated, outsourced, or cut altogether. Alright, and there we have an example of your activity chart, and that goes from 8 to 5. You can go through it, and then you can set up your own in the time that you have before you give her some time to go through it. Before I go on to how you can use technology to manage your tasks, upon analyzing your situation, I see that you were struggling with your schedule because you didn't have a proper schedule, right? Okay, good. So it began with the train strike. So you had a train strike, you overslept, and because of this, you couldn't handle the parents properly. And it seems as if you didn't know how to have two conversations, properly, and saw the need to bring them to the bathroom, which I don't recommend. Also, you are organized, but you didn't know where things are placed. So in this instance, I recommend that you ask someone where the things are next time, and this resulted in you being late 1 hour. Yeah, you were 1 hour behind time. Alright, so now we go on to using technologies to manage tasks. There are some things, as you can see, that you can use to manage tasks. You have computers, scanners, rotors, and you have your personal weekly schedule. your computer can be very powerful planning tool, right? Depending on the software available to your computer, you may also have access to specific project and planning software. Consider training courses to ensure you and your relevant team members become proficient users of these applications. Alright, so as I said, it can be extremely useful when it comes to completing your tasks and managing your tasks. As I said, there are software such as Microsoft Project that can be used to schedule tasks and resources and monitor timelines. You can also use personal schedulers such as Palm Pilot to record and monitor your tasks. What are personal work priorities and development? This is the skills and knowledge required to organize own work schedules, to monitor and obtain feedback on work performance, and to maintain the required levels of competence. This applies to individuals or persons like yourself who exercise discretion in judgment and apply a broad range of competencies in various work contexts. Why is it important? Personal development helps you to become aware of your weaknesses, your strengths and abilities. As you understand your negative and positive attitudes and how they affect others, you get to learn how to act more productively and differently, improving your workplace relationships. So, Miriam, I hope that in my big cake, you actually can take out a slice of it and help you as you go along in your day-to-day activities.
Thank you. Good day, Miriam. Good day, Miss. How are you today? I'm doing well. Okay, good. As you know, my name is Michaela Stacy, and I work with you as you. Today, I'm going to speak to you about schedule requirements, where I'm going to use a PowerPoint presentation to share this information. So firstly, we're starting off with organizational requirements. So we have 2 pointers there, and it says make appointments and meet appointment time. So organizing meetings and appointments is an important task. It ensures work arrangements flow smoothly. Internal and external clients are brought together in a formal and structured way. When making arrangements for others, you need to be well organized and also understand the level of your authority. So where we have making appointments. When making appointments, the way an appointment is made depends on whether it is planned in advance or arranged at the last minute. It also depends on whether it is a formal or informal appointment. So many appointments are made by simple telephoning all the relevant people and letting them know the details of the meeting, or simply sending them an email. So guidelines to consider when making appointments: clarify the purpose of the appointment or meeting, clarify who to attend, contact each person and arrange the appointment, check that a time suits everyone involved, and also book a venue. So meet appointment time. Make sure you understand all the arrangements that needs to be made before contacting people to attend a meeting, including the date, the time, and the venue for the appointment, and any other arrangements that need to be made, such as traveling and catering. So here we have legislative requirements. So we have anti-discrimination legislation, ethical principles, codes of practice, work health and safety. So for the anti-discrimination, make sure all participants have access to relevant information, adjust the manner in which the information is passed on, and suit the needs of the person. So ethical principles: make sure you do what you say you will do and follow up on any disputes or concerns. Always be honest. For the codes of practice, make sure all dealings with clients are conducted in an open, fair, honest, and timely manner. Follow organizational policies and procedures. For the work health and safety, make sure meeting venues are safe and any other hazards are identified and addressed. So considerations when managing the schedules of others. You have other meetings, conferences, recurring appointments, deadlines, leaves, and travel. So we're continuing. Here we have prioritize conflicting appointments, clarify appointment details. When you're when you prioritize conflicting appointments, if you have two separate requests for an appointment and only one time slot left, so the more urgent or important appointment is slotted in first. You need to confirm this with the person the appointments are for. Next thing, make sure you contact the person who has requested the appointment but did not get the time they wanted and arrange an alternative time. So here we have clarify appointment details. If you are gonna write down appointment details or communicate, if you are gonna write down appointment details, communicate them using a telephone, and you need to make it clear. Details may include time, the date of the appointment, or where the meeting will take place, and also how many people will be attending and what the meeting is about. Factors to consider when clarifying appointment details. Discourage and establish the requirements, arrange an agreement. So discuss and establish the requirements with the person who asks for the arrangement to be made. For example, if the supervisor leaves a report on your desk, you need to read it carefully and make sure all the details are clear. If necessary, confirm details with the supervisor or ask for further information. When making appointments, make sure all parties agree on all arrangements. Before contacting anyone, check possible alternative dates with the person you are making the appointment for. You are then in a position to negotiate alternative arrangements if the selected time is unsuitable. Question: how often does information sharing help in an organization? It helps very good. So in all organizations, shared information happens on a daily basis. Appointments are made. Appointments are formed for sharing information, solving problems, making decisions, and instructing staff on how to carry out tasks. So procedures for different types of appointments and meetings are: you have recurring meetings, you have meetings with external clients, and you have meetings with interpersonal clients. So recurring meetings, these are meetings that occur every month, quarter, or yearly. Example, you have staff meetings, you have board meetings, etc. Before any other type of meeting is considered, these meetings are to be scheduled first. Staff may have to enter all their recurring meetings in the recording system to enable them to identify available times for other kinds of meetings. So, meetings with external clients. Organizations sell products and services, and their success depends on the relationship they have with their clients. So it is important to see an organization in a positive light when they turn up for a meeting. So meeting with internal personnel, to see a team member like myself, you may simply send them an email or go to their workstation. To make a more formal appointment with your manager, you may have to request a time with your personal assistant. Some organizations arrange internal meetings using electronic calendars and with the expectation that worker keeps up their calendar up to date. That is my end of my presentation for today, and I hope you have learned something from what I've just said.
Good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon.
I believe that we have already met. My name is Colleen Ferguson, and today I will be discussing on monitoring all the work of Garmex. Now, I understand that we had situation earlier, your first day, right? I do believe that my colleagues already have spoken to you. I will cover the basic things that I will be saying now. Just to brief you again, we'll be talking about your work performance. Now, few things: acknowledging your role, identifying your achievements, identifying your goals, setting objectives to be diary. That is most important because that will keep you to know your schedule, your appointment times, you can use that money. Having an action plan, having a work performance plan and time. Watching your performance and your behavior. Your behavior have a lot to do with how you monitor yourself at work and how you interact with others. Knowing your key performance indicators, those are important things as well. Know your performance plan. This describes specific work assignments that are the responsibility of an individual team member. You should have a transcript plan that shows how your overall work is moving and a result plan that will guide the effort, prioritize resources, and manage or measures progress. Also, having a performance plan and action plan. Knowing the responsibility for the task, having a list of tasks to be performed indicates the dates and time. As I was mentioning earlier about the diary. So it indicates the dates and time of the task being expected to be done, evaluating progress. So you are evaluating yourself progress as you go along while you're working. Planning what is required of. Creating the action plan again, which is important, and finding the necessary resources, which will help you during your day-to-day work experience. Now, watching your performance indicators. What do you think are your work performance indicators?
How you do your work?
Alright, so work performance behaviors would be like being honest, your integrity, your productivity, like knowing how much is to be done, right? Your ethic and business standards, your product and service knowledge, and the quality of workmanship. So those would be your performance behaviors. As a feedback on performance is actively sought from colleagues and friends and evaluated content as individual and group practice. So based on the feedback that we have been getting on that specifically from clients and co-workers, we have understand that time management, your customer service, performance, being honest, teamwork, problem solving, patience, those are all evaluated. Some were satisfied, some were clear, some were unsatisfied, and some were really improved. So to continue, so colleagues and clients found though that you were unprofessional and unorganized, your accent and your approach to the situation of work was unacceptable, patients not having appointment times and showing up, not knowing where to locate the equipment, people have asked, as my colleague has said that before, forgetting the craft activities, having team members unable to assist you because they weren't aware where to locate you, they weren't aware of what your schedule looked like, so that threw them off. And this caused everyone to look clueless and unprofessional because parents were available that day. So you can also look into yourself at that as a self-evaluation process. Also, you could have comfort the parents. Instead of hiding, you could have reassured them, you could have asked them for some time. You know, you could have asked your colleagues to reassure them while you create some time. So the 1 hour that you were late, at least these parents would have been calm and knowing your realities. So that's what basically for me. I think everything was exceptionally well. But you just need to work on your performance, do some self-evaluation, and try to manage your time. Alright, that's it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Miriam. So my name is Ms. Rukalia Swaby. I'm the first Vice President for the National Association for Child Care Support Workers. And your Director, Ms. Liz, invited me here to speak to you one-on-one about how you can develop and maintain your competence level. So, nice to meet you too. So I'm going to tell you some skills. So if you could just turn and look at the presentation I have on screen. So I'm going to tell you about how you can develop and improve your skills in the child care support field. So as a child care support worker, you will develop a strong mix of both hard and soft skills because child care support workers are responsible for the care and education of young children and infants and rely on a range of skills to perform their jobs. So could you read those lists of skills that you could possibly develop and improve on a child care worker?
So we have communication skills, planning and instruction, creative thinking, design making skills, problem solving skills, analytical skills, compassion and empathy, organizational skills, leadership skills, time management, human relations, and patience.
Thank you very much for that. So you see, those are some skills that you can develop as a child care support worker, and it will help you to improve in your competence level. So before I got to where I am now, I developed and maintained my competence level, and I'm going to give you a few tips on how or what I did to improve my competence level. So I participate in new projects and working groups in my workplace. I attended training courses, seminars, and conferences inside and outside of my company. So I did an emergency first aid and safety training, which helped me with CPR if persons are injured, as well as I did capacity building conferences and seminars where I attended. I also participated in a Zone 9 literacy panel, as well as some other tips. You can pursue a degree, master's, doctoral studies, or short courses. For me personally, I started out doing early childhood care and development, and that was a short course through HEART. And then I went to UE and I did business management, a degree in business management, and from there I went on to UTech, where I did a master's in child care support, and now I'm looking to do a doctoral study in leadership online through the IIRP in Canada. You can also do web research on child care support worker profession, so you know what it is that the job entails, and to ensure that you are saying, okay, is this what I really want to do? So you have to do some research. Join professional groups where you will learn through networking and discussion groups inside and outside of your company. I was fortunate to have been a part of the National Association for Child Care Support Workers, and through that professional group I was exposed to best practices that were not being done at my organization at the time. So I have some opportunities, I'm going to give you some opportunities for improvement. So you have to make use of every opportunity that you have. Because as I stated before, I got the opportunity to do the EFAS training, and that helped me to improve and develop my competency. It increased my knowledge, skills, and abilities as a child care support worker. I was also sent on workshops to assist me to be within the teaching profession. So write your action plan, utilize the possibilities for on-the-job learning that your employer offers. If you want to participate in long training programs, make sure you make a realistic time schedule for your duties. So as you can see on the screen there, these are some examples. I want to develop my technical competence in the following ways so for example, by January or March 2023, I want to develop my technical competence. I want to develop my non-technical competence in the following ways by, say, September 2024. I want to develop my people skills and working skills in the following way by, say, December 2022. So those are some opportunities that you can use to improve your competence and also your level. So you can also improve through opportunities by asking for feedback from your co-workers, parents, and management to identify your strengths and weaknesses, as well as what you are doing right, so you can continue to do the right things and improve on your work areas. Without feedback, you won't know if your performance is satisfactory. Could you read the next one for me? The next opportunity.
Assess yourself, personal knowledge and skills to help you identify your strengths and weaknesses so that you can maximize on your strengths and use the weakness identified as an opportunity for change, retooling, and training.
Thank you. So these are some opportunities for improvement with your competency level. So there are some standards that they have within each organization for competency. They have building relationship and fostering partnership, technical competencies, interpersonal competencies, leadership competencies, establish personal work goals, set and meet own work priorities, develop and maintain professional competence. So being late for work doesn't help the work to flow smoothly, nor your colleagues who will have to step in to help you. It actually delays their schedule and their work plan. Hiding when unexpected and non-routine events occur cause more issues because the problem doesn't go away. Responding to problems help you with your decision making and problem solving skills. Implement and evaluate work plans to manage a range of different tasks and activities are required by your job as a childcare support worker, as this will help you to keep you on track, allow you to know what task is next, resources needed, set objectives so that you are able to organize your workstation and the day's activities. So based on you being late, you are hiding from parents in the bathroom and not organizing your workstation and your day-to-day activities, you would need some customer service training so you know how to relate with parents. So if it's a case where it's an unexpected or a non-routine event, you know how to deal with that situation, you know what decision to take at that time to solve that problem. As well as you would need some training in leadership so that you will be more involved within the organization so you can balance your responsibility, communicate effectively, exchange information effectively, adapt communication to people and situations, maintain professional relationship, contribute to the achieving of the goals of the company, develop and implement work unit plans, and also to set objectives, respond to problems, and deal with aspects of the workplace, the organizations, and colleagues. Are there any questions that you would like to ask me? Okay. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me and being a very wonderful listening ear to me today. So I hope that everything that you have been told today, you will take those into consideration and that you will use these opportunities to improve and to develop your competency level so that you can advance in your career. Because if I didn't use the opportunities that was offered by the company or also trying to improve my competency level, I would not be the first vice president for the National Association for Childcare Support Workers.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.